time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario.
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And welcome to World War G episode 163. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Logan.
Okay, so the past couple of weeks I've been trying to
Get anybody to call?
Advocate.
Yeah, trying to advertise our new number that you can call or text, which is 385-240-1692.
I like how subtly you did that right
By
there.
the way.
That was smooth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we actually have a voice message from Joel, all the way, do my radio, all the way over in Iowa. So let's play his message, and then we'll talk about it here in just a second.
Hey guys, this is Joel. Listening to the podcast, and something jumped out at me. That's when AJ was talking about Stephen King collectors, all his terrible things went up in, I can't say smoke, all drowned in horrible, horrible death. So I was thinking, wow, this is a terrible coincidence. The day he moved them, or the weekend he moved them, they all flood. And like someone smart said, this is what people who don't understand the law of large numbers believe is a coincidence. Seems too coincidental. I started thinking, what if this guy had these insured? You know, because they're so valuable, he's going to put them in a museum. I might as well get these insured. And then he thinks, wait a second, who's going to come to this museum about Stephen King and want to see some papers? Oh, crap. I may have wasted my life. What if all of these manuscripts are just lost? And, ooh, thank you for the $100,000 in insurance money. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. And, oh, maybe Stephen King's going to say, I'm sorry, but give me a signed copy of this book. I don't see a downside to this. Anyways, thoughts? Oh, and bye.
Okay, so
It was an inside job.
That's what he's saying, yeah.
Right?
He's positing that this guy did this for the insurance money.
Well, I'm
all those.
sure each one of those pieces that he has is well documented that he has, you know, he's probably got photographic evidence of them. It does sound kind of Stephen King-esque, but I don't know.
I don't think so. It seems like this is like his life's dream. If I had spent, 30 years putting my life's work together, I don't think that I would just cash in at the end of it to destroy all my hard work.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think
true
I would
because you might be able to make more having a museum set up and have people pay to see it.
I really don't even think that, like, money was his true motive behind this. He's just really passionate about something, you know?
He lived in Thailand. You know how much money goes along in Thailand? A long way.
It stretches.
Yeah.
It stretches. So, nope, you're wrong, Joel. Sorry.
But we do appreciate the phone call.
And if any of you want to call or text us and have us tell you that you're wrong, again, that number is 385-240-1692.
No, Joel, it's certainly possible. I'm not going to say that you're wrong, but I just don't. We don't know. It's totally possible.
It would be funny if it comes out and that was the case, and he gets arrested for insurance fraud,
right?
And then we have proof that you called it.
Yeah. All right. Let's head to our list. This is 15 Savage Disney Villain lists. And I'm not going to read the whole descriptions. You can find this at cbr.com. Probably search, Savage Disney Villain Deaths or Disney Deaths or something like that. So let's kind of go down the list here. Number 15, Gaston.
Ha ha ha.
Remember how he dies? He gets flung off a castle.
Into a chasm.
And then they don't even, really say anything or anything's made mention of it. They just kind of move on to, oh, wow, the beast is changing.
I think it's funny how none of the townsfolk were like, what happened to Gaston?
Mm-hmm.
It's like because they liked him. He was the villain to us, but the townsfolk liked him.
Right.
It's
He
like,
was charming, charismatic. He had it all. And
Strong.
Yeah. He went up to that castle and he never came back. Number 14, William Cecil Clayton from Tarzan.
Clayton.
This was I remember seeing this when that movie first came out, and it was shocking.
Yeah. I mean, you just see the shadow of it.
Shadow of him just hanging, swinging back and forth.
Reminds me of in Super Mario 64, where in it's the castle level, you can see like someone hanging, like Luigi hanging, the shadow of him hanging.
Oh, that's
Have
right.
you heard that? It's rumored.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
heard
confirmed.
That. No.
But, yeah.
And they say that Luigi's mansion is like Luigi in the afterlife.
Huh.
Because he's fighting ghosts and stuff.
Mm.
So I don't know.
That's an interesting
But yes, I have heard that rumor. Number 13, the Evil Queen from Snow White.
She just gets pierced with as a dragon, right? She just gets pierced with the...
No, that's Maleficent.
Oh, that's right. You're Maleficent. I don't know. It's been a year since I've seen these ones.
This one...
The
she
dwarves
gets pushed off a cliff by the dwarf. Or no, she falls off the cliff and then a giant boulder lands on her.
That's what it was. The dwarves chase her from the forest and corner her into a cliff with a large boulder. Just as she is about to use the boulder to kill the dwarves, a bolt of lightning startles her and she falls off the cliff, only to have the boulder roll off and crush what we assume was her lifeless body.
That's pretty gnarly.
I don't remember that.
No.
I'd have to see that again.
I blocked that out as a child,
Yeah.
An apple away didn't keep that doctor away.
No.
Or an apple a day.
I got you. I was there with you.
Huh.
I took the ride.
Words are hard.
Number 12, King Candy.
Yeah.
What did happen to King Candy? Ralph finds himself in Sugar Rush only to learn KC/Turbo's true machinations, so he works to return the world to normal. Casey eventually morphs with a cybug, which transforms him into an amalgam of a creature and himself. Oh, that's right. Which proves to be his undoing. After successfully detonating a beacon, the other cybugs fly into it, followed finally by KC, who zones out as he flies into a beam of light and is incinerated.
That one's not as bad. It was just kind of like, bing, you're just left to the imagination.
Yeah,
it's insinuated that he was incinerated. But,
Nice job, Eminem.
Boom. Yo.
Yes, here's one you were talking about, AJ. Maleficent. She gets turned into a dragon and stabbed. What? Did she get stabbed?
Yeah, because he threw the sword.
Sword of Truth.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have little kids, so I haven't seen these movies in a long, long time. Number 10. You might have to help me with this one. Bill Sykes. I don't even know who this guy is.
From Disney, Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company. Oh, yeah. Okay. I've never seen Oliver and Company.
You have the black.
Why should you
black
worry?
car
right?
and the two Dobermans.
Why should I care?
Right?
It's a good movie. It's scary.
Well, let's see what happens to him. By the end of the film, Sykes is in all out battle with Death and Oliver and the gang with his trusty Dobermans at his side. His dogs fall into some train tracks and are electrocuted, but he doesn't notice this. Sykes is too busy dealing with Jenny and Oliver to pay attention to his surroundings. After throwing his aggressors off, he turns just in time to see a giant train barreling down on him. His car explodes with him in it, and he's thrown to the Hudson River.
Oh. The Hudson, gross.
Nasty.
Yeah, that's the gross part of that.
Poor guy.
He ends up in the Hudson. Number 9, Ursela.
Did you guys end up seeing the movie King Arthur, the live action newest one of the installment?
Not yet.
Oh, just because they've got this creature that Jude Law's character goes down and talks to, kind of underneath the castle, and it would be a perfect live action, I don't know, adaptation. But sorry.
All right.
Side note.
Yeah, Ursela. She gets stabbed with a boat by Prince Eric.
So that's why they always have, like, you know, some sort of mermaid or princess or something on the front of a boat, right? No, just kidding.
Because I don't think so.
I think you're right, AJ, actually.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Logan.
Number 8, Shan Yu
No, Shan Yu.
from Mulan. How did he... fireworks.
Yeah, the fireworks.
That's right, where she fires a large firework missile at him, strikes him in the chest, and fires him across to another tower filled with fireworks. The entire tower explodes, taking Shan Yu with it.
You know, I don't think he's dead.
I don't either. I was just about to say that. I'm like, wait, they do have a second Mulan movie. Do they even focus on him?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
What needs to happen is he needs to have some sort of predecessor or some sort of sense,
Son?
like son?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wants revenge.
Yeah.
And he's just like old and decrepit, but still like out to kill her and her children.
Have it be like Star Wars,
Oh yeah.
where it's like his own little... It's his nephew,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like Darth Vader, and the nephew's like Kylo Ren. You see where I'm going
I
with
see
this?
that. I like that.
I will finish what you started. Number 7, Syndrome.
I'm Syndrome.
This I don't need any refresher on. His downfall, his undoing was a cape
Yep. No capes.
into a jet turbine. He gets chopped up into tiny little pieces and then explodes in a fiery ball of death. Number 6, Scar. He gets eaten by his hyenas, basically.
More or less.
Yeah.
They just they do a great job of just kind of
Implying?
implying and
Yeah.
just leaving it up to people's imagination.
Now, I'm sure your imagination is much worse than what actually happened.
Probably.
You guys don't want to know what's going on inside my brain.
No, I don't. Number 5, Lyle Tiberius Rourke. It's from Atlantis, The Lost Empire. While attempting to leave in a Zeppelin, Helga fires a flare, causing the airship to begin to plummet. Rourke takes his frustration out on Milo with an axe, but before he can strike him, Milo cuts him with a crystal shard, and Rourke transforms into a being of living crystal, which looks rather painful. He is then thrust into the ship's propellers and is torn apart, much like Syndrome. Number 4, Mother Gothel from Tangled. Oh man, hang on. Here we go. Nope. 1 second. Okay. Let's see. Eventually, Rapunzel is freed by Flynn Rider. She learns the true nature of her imprisonment. After returning to the tower, Gothel threatens to kill Flynn if Rapunzel doesn't return to the state of slavery. She agrees, but Flynn slices off her hair, which causes Gothel to age rapidly. In her horror, she stumbles out of the tower window and turns to dust before hitting the ground.
Jeez.
That's not so bad.
Being
I
like,
mean, given the choice between turning into dust or hitting the ground at a great height,
yeah.
you know, as far as Disney villains' deaths go, it's not horrible. Number 3, Hopper from A Bug's Life. He gets eaten by a bird.
3 birds.
3 birds, that's right.
Yeah, they start
He
pecking
gets
at him.
dropped into a nest. Yeah, that left some scars on me. Number 2, Judge Claude Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame. If I remember right, he falls from the cathedral into a ball of fiery death. Much like others in this list. Ends in a ball of fiery death. And number 1, Oogie Boogie.
No, this one I'm very familiar with. He kind of gets unraveled and just kind of falls apart.
His insect innards go
Yeah,
into the little
everywhere.
pot thing.
I never quite understood that. So, the insects were basically Oogie Boogie? Were they
More or less.
controlling him?
Yeah,
So it's like
They were
him.
they were him.
Right.
So the insect, okay.
It was kind of a collective thing.
I see. So it was kind of a hive mind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh. Who made his sack for him? Did the bugs make the sack?
I don't know.
When did the bugs decide to become Oogie Boogie?
You should Google Oogie Boogie sack.
I don't want to Google Oogie Boogie sack.
Yeah.
Thanks, though. See, these are the questions that need answering.
Come on, people.
Right?
Call in. Let us know.
Call in with your theories on Oogie Boogie Sack
At what number, Troy?
at 385-240-1692.
That's the year I was born. 1692.
Okay, let's take our first break. And then we come back, we got all the geeky news of the weeky news. We'll be back after this.
After the messages, we'll be right back.
Thanks, Troy. Hi, everybody. This is Sean Ray.
And John Irons.
And we're the hosts of Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast. We're a show that has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we talk about movies and TV and cartoons, entertainment news, and every show has a different theme.
That's right. We might discuss anything from our favorite bad movies to who would win in a fight between C-3PO and the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that was episode 41, a classic. You can download that episode and all of our other episodes on iTunes and Stitcher. We're on Podcast Addict and, of course, on our website, cosmicpotato.com.
It's special guests and movie news and geeky nerddom and nerdy geekery and lightsabers and Time Lords and Ninja Turtles all the way down. So check out Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast.
And we're back.
So I've got this awesome story that it gets nerdier as the story goes on. First off, it's they're releasing a book, Quidditch Through the Ages, available on audiobook the 15th of March, so in just a couple months.
Which that in itself is nerdy because it's an entire book about a fake sport.
Yeah! I'm like, I don't know if I could convince myself to read that or care that much about it because they're just going to have like, oh, Hibbity said that... like,
Hibbity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hibbity created the snitch and the Bludgers were created by Sir Bob Bludger. You know what I mean?
But
Bludger.
Yeah.
Can we say for certain that the Harry Potter universe isn't real, though? That's the real question.
Yes.
No, we cannot. It's not proven that it
I'm
doesn't
still
exist.
waiting for my invite.
You're just a dirty muggle.
Until I... Oh,
They're
yeah,
not
because you
giving
got
you
yours.
one.
Yeah, please.
I have a wand that
Go play
lights
with your
up at the
wand,
tip.
then. Go play with your wand. For the rest of us.
I made one.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go get that and take a look.
It's pretty gnarly. Like, it's that bone. We can't figure out what type of bone it is in the center of it.
It's some sort of small vertebrae.
It looks like it comes from a
Good.
trombone.
Good. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, anyways, go on
All right.
with Quidditch.
Alright. Quidditch Through the Ages, narrated by Andrew Lincoln. The Walking Dead is now available for pre-order. The definitive guide contains all you will ever need to know about the history, the rules, and the breaking of the rules of noble sport of Quidditch. Whether you're a seasoned Chumbly Cannons supporter or weekly amateur, Quidditch Through the Ages is a must-have for any Quidditch fan.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Chumblies or whatever they were. You can just make up all this stuff as you go.
Chudley Cannons, I guess. Yeah.
The great wizard Hibbity.
Yeah. He was, oh man, such a noble wizard.
Well, don't forget about his son, Hibbity Hoppity, too.
Right. Yeah.
Bibbidi boppity boo kind of thing going on here. No, but like, that is pretty dang awesome. I'm almost half tempted to listen to it if it's available at the library or something, because it's got Andrew Lincoln in it. But it just doesn't appeal to me, which is weird because I love, like, Harry Potter's a huge part of my life, but I don't think that, even if it was something else, say it was Star Wars, I don't think I could care that much about the history of Millennium Falcon and all the other starcraft, and all other fleet vehicles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to think of any fandom that I would actually legitimately want to know more about a specific fake thing. I
would say Star Wars because I've actually done that.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually gone down the rabbit hole on certain things.
What things in particular?
Just characters.
See, okay, that to me is kind of
vehicles,
interesting. But as far as like a sport or something, or the music, I don't know.
Like pod racing. Would you research pod racing and see?
I would not.
Okay.
No. Or, who the grand champion is at 3D chess that they play.
Well, yeah, there's like pod racing through the ages. How it became, I'm like, I don't care.
George Lucas has probably written that, I'm sure.
He has.
I'm
And
sure it's
even
somewhere.
Tolkien, he has like these made up languages.
Yeah, if you want to talk about going down the rabbit hole,
Tolkien.
those Tolkien nerds, that's next level.
It really is. Wait, okay, so where does it fit on the scale of fandom? Is it above or below bronies?
It's above.
Is above worse?
Well, yeah. Is above worse or is below worse?
I would think you'd want to be above them, right? Better than them? Not, you know what I mean?
Oh, how about in terms of nerdiness or geekiness? Is it above bronies? Is it nerdier than being a brony?
Yes.
You think so?
I think so.
Dressing a grown ass man dressing up as a little My Little Pony. I don't know. That to me is like the epitome of
to me that has always been very an ironic thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much that it's a serious thing; it's very like an ironic thing. That's how I've always viewed like.
No, they actually have a documentary on Netflix. I don't even know if it's still available or not. But like these guys were talking about, hey, yeah, I love this show. This show teaches me these different things. I'm like, you should have learned that when you're like 2. Share with others, I don't know. Play nice.
Live your truth, man.
Really?
Live your truth.
LARPing? Where does that fit?
LARPing.
That's above.
LARPing's pretty nerdy.
I know, it's kind of cool. We've all LARPed in our backyards with sticks that fell from trees.
At some time, yes. But I've never done that since,
I have
getting pubic hair.
We even have a YouTube video of it.
That's
but
right,
I joined them. And it was just so funny because we even talked about that on an episode where they get into their character just as much as you would as if you're playing D&D.
Oh, yeah.
Which is another thing.
Which is something else, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own, but are we able to make fun of them?
Sure. We can make fun of it. You got to have a sense of humor about yourself and the things you like.
This is not a safe space.
No. I'm a 32-year-old man that made my own wand. So, I mean...
Make sure you polish it good.
I can't say much. And I do. Every day.
Sing?
Shut up! I've been married a long time.
We'll go with singing. That's what he does every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Oh, is that what we're doing here? Okay.
That was my segue.
Just the name?
Kylo Ren. That's my safe word.
Well, we were kind of talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren has been voted as the 7th greatest movie villain in history.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Okay. The main villain of the Star Wars sequel trilogy, Kylo Ren, was voted as the 7th greatest film villain ever by Empire magazine readers. The character debuted in the 2015 blockbuster The Force Awakens and was brought to life by a superb performance. Superb. Okay.
Yeah.
By Adam Driver, earlier known as Ben Solo. The villain is ranked among one of the most layered characters in the Star Wars saga, embodied by his internal conflicts which keep him struggling to choose between the light and the dark sides of the Force.
It's just indecisive.
It's a proof of the writing and acting that the person who murdered Han Solo has gone on to become a favorite of fans. After a number of blockbusters, even the much-loved MCU hasn't seen great villains. Luckily, that's not the issue with the latest Star Wars films, because Kylo Ren is probably the best franchise villain after Heath Ledger's Joker. Let's not get crazy. I added that part. In fact, a number of moviegoers agreed to this and believe he is among the best movie villains ever conceptualized.
I do like that he has a lot of different layers, and you can see that he has a struggle within. But top 7, that's...
Well, here's who he was below, who he beat. Anton Chigurh, whatever, Voldemort, and the Xenomorph from Alien. Now, who he did not beat Darth Vader, Joker from Heath Ledger, or Joker by Heath Ledger, Loki, Hans Gruber, Hannibal Lecter, and Hans Landa. So those are ones he did not beat.
I wouldn't even put him up. He's not even in like the top 50. Maybe top 50.
I'm starting to like Kylo more and more. I wouldn't put him as one of the greatest villains, but he is a layered character. He's interesting in the fact where he is trying so hard to stay in the dark side, but he's constantly being pulled to the light. Whereas Anakin was just the opposite.
Right.
He was trying to stay in the light, but is constantly being pulled to the dark.
Right.
So it has made his character rather interesting. But one of the best villains ever, that's a stretch.
Okay, any other best villains that you didn't hear on that list? Which is, okay, it's
Khan from Star Trek.
Right?
The original Star Trek.
Yeah.
Star Trek 2.
I was going to say, it's pretty cool that in that list of the greatest of all time, you've got Heath Ledger with a single performance.
Yeah.
You know? Like all these other ones, okay, Voldemort, he had like 8 movies.
Yeah.
To actually get that whole full story of him and to make him interesting. Even like Darth Vader had a couple of movies, right? So it's really kind of cool. And that's what they're banking on, is that he's going to be around for some time. So they're like, hey, look, he's had this much to make a whole full character arc.
But yeah, if they're going just by movies, which I assume they are, I'm trying to think of some others.
Magneto,
Shredder comes to mind. Well, maybe not one of the greatest. If you're going in all mediums, I might put Shredder there, but not movies.
Thanos, do you think he'll be remembered? I mean, even though he hasn't had a movie yet?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Josh Brolin has got to do some crazy things with this character to really make him memorable, and not just having to be just like a blunt instrument that just comes through and wrecks everything.
Right.
Because that's what he's looking like to me.
Well, and that's what they did with like Age of Ultron, and so even some of these other ones that you're just like, okay, I mean, it didn't seem as eminent of a threat. Although he is going to be given the opportunity to kill some of the Avengers that we've come to know for quite a few years.
That's true.
That could definitely define him as a character and make him more memorable.
Captain America.
He's like, Thanos just killed Captain America.
He's going down.
Sheesh. That'd be pretty dang gnarly.
If we're doing just movies, like any type of movie ever created, I would say Hitler. Hitler probably number one. He's been in some.
He's been in a few movies. Yes. Okay.
Couple of books, yeah.
But if this is purely like,
I think we can all agree Hitler is the greatest villain of all time.
He's number one on my list.
Number one in my book.
Hitler's my number one.
You're Bay, is that what you're saying?
Hitler is Bay.
Anyone else?
That's not going to be the title of the episode, by the way. Hitler is Bay.
Least amount of downloads in the history of podcasts.
I think
or the most, honestly.
I'm thinking the most, dude. Like, you know how you get those one where it's just like a hook or a
clickbait?
Clickbait, there you go. Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other ones that have been really, like, stand out. It's weird. I mean, because I'm immediately thinking of scary, you've got
the Borg?
Michael Myers. Some of these I'm thinking of these other ones.
I don't know. I just feel like they have
Hannibal
to have
Lecter.
some substance. Hannibal Lecter's on the list.
Did he make the list?
He was on the list, yeah.
Okay.
Or number 2.
One of the two.
Well, I guess I didn't really rank them. I don't know. It has to be like someone who is like... I feel like it should have someone who has like a character arc who's not just a bad guy.
Okay. So what we're going to do is... So we're not like... so we give this due diligence. I think perhaps maybe next episode, if we want to come back with... how like this episode we'll be talking about our favorite upcoming movies that we're looking forward to. Perhaps like we can do something with a list each with some villains.
Villains?
That didn't make the cut.
Yeah, we could do that.
Speaking of villains, Mario. He's a villain.
I I was going to say Bowser and then...
Dinosaur Puncher. That's pretty mean.
Dino Puncher.
Among Nintendo fans, there has been dispute as to whether Mario is telling Yoshi to get something or smashing the character in the head. According to Nintendo, Mario was originally punching Yoshi, causing the character's tongue to shoot out in surprise. For example, a few years back, website Super Mario Broth tried to dispute the Mario is punching Yoshi theory with the image below. So like the image is showing, I'll just kind of explain it right here. Mario's hand overlaps his head, and the official art suggests that Mario is simply pointing forward to show Yoshi what to lick.
Right.
It makes more sense. Honestly, if you hit someone in the head, do they stick out their tongue automatically?
Not in my experience.
Doesn't make any...
You should try that on Emily tonight.
I'll try.
See how well that goes over. Just hit her in the head.
No, she'd hit me back.
In a recent interview, Nintendo's official site, longtime developer Takashi Teruzuka, yeah, sure, we'll go with
Easy
that.
for you to say.
Right? Shigefumi Hindo, and this is both of them, talked about the creation of Super Mario and Yoshi. To kind of break it up and to give you the gist of it, they said that when they were creating it, they wanted Mario to ride a horse, but that didn't really fit the element. Like, that didn't fit what they were going for, and a plumber riding a horse just didn't seem to fit.
So a plumber riding a dinosaur.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
Well,
a plumber riding an alligator would make sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they kind of went with that because they had another idea for a video game that they were going to release where it was like a dino world. And so then they started making this lovable character that's kind of got a saddle, and Mario was able to ride it.
Right.
And that's where it came from. But it has been confirmed by them that their original idea was for Mario to punch Yoshi in the head.
Yeah. I mean, he says here, this guy, he says, lots of people think that while Mario is pointing his finger forward, he's saying go, and Yoshi's tongue comes out, says Hino. However, the setup that I drew was that when Mario punches Yoshi in the head, the character's tongue shoots out in surprise.
Yeah, he continues, there's an added pop sound, however, it seemed like the people would say, poor Yoshi, so that is why they changed it up to have Mario saying go.
Huh.
They had to kind of edit it. They pulled a George Lucas and changed the original text.
Han shot first.
Yeah.
Mario punched first.
Punched Jar Jar in the head and his tongue pops out.
It still doesn't really fit, though, with Mario. I mean, I get that he's punching him in the head, but yeah, like you're talking about, a dino in this world.
Well, Mario's a jerk.
You know that you've killed Yoshi tons of times when you jump off of him to try to grab, like, higher up on the flag.
Well, you gotta jump off and see if there's a cliff ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
And if he runs off and doesn't come back, you know there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've all
Killed
metaphorically punched Yoshi in the head many times. The CW is home to 5 DC Comics superhero shows. But the network's president says no more than 4 can air at one time. Before CBS and Warner Brothers TV merged with respective networks to merge their respective networks to form the CW, the channel operated as the WB. And one of the most popular programs was the Superman TV series Smallville. Smallville proved that comic book shows could work, and that's why 1 year after it concluded in 2011, the CW launched its first comic book-based TV series, Arrow. Arrow premiered in 2012 and became an astounding hit for the network, which is why they pursued the Flash spin-off series in 2014 and then DC's Legends of Tomorrow in 2016. While those shows round out the CW's core DC programs, they still had other comic book-related shows on the table, such as iZombie, then Supergirl moved to CBS, or from CBS to the CW. in 2016 and became the fourth Arrowverse show. And while their latest venture, Black Lightning, isn't part of the Arrowverse, it's still based on a DC Comics property. So, to avoid oversaturation and to prevent cannibalization of their own of their other comic book properties, the network chooses to air only 4 superhero shows at any given time.
I think that's fair, but the only problem is you've got these shows that are going to be going on for quite some time. Okay, you're going to have Supergirl, right? Flash, the Arrow, I could see in the foreseeable future ending, but
heaven willing.
Yeah, you don't want, like, are you still watching it?
Yeah.
You're too far along into it. That
I can't stop now. I'm too far in. I have to keep going.
You've invested like too big of a chunk already.
I have.
But yeah, you gotta trek on.
But yeah, I understand what he's saying. He said the audience will tell you when the fatigue has set in. If you have a quality show or a fun show, the audience will stay with it. So he doesn't want to
lose rating. He's concerned about ratings. And, like, you'll know when the show's not doing so well is when the ratings go down. Yeah. Like, that's an astute observation, sir.
Yes, well done.
Well done.
When the ratings go down, the show is not doing well.
The audience have spoken. Or or they'll write a petition. One of the two.
That's true.
Right?
Heaven knows.
Speaking of shows and whatnot, this comes to us from Game Tyrant. Netflix may have stolen a musical score from Uncharted 3. It is always interesting to see other media outlets become inspired by video games, whether it to be famous artists referencing video games in their lyrics, seeing video games being played in movies, or even actual movie based off of a video game franchise. All of these things help shine a positive light for video games in pop culture. Sometimes, video games can inspire in some of the most obscure places. Take this post from Reddit, for example. Yesterday, a Reddit user named Foursquare, u/Foursquared, found a Netflix original preview trailer to sound eerily familiar. They claim that the musical score for the video clip is very similar to some of the ones found in Uncharted franchise. Take a listen for yourself. We've got it here as well.
We do. So let's play that.
I boarded a train in Malia without money, without my title as a nurse, and without my family's support, with only one objective: finding my brother and my fiancé.
We came to open a new hospital by order of the Queen. You have all left your dear families and your personal commitments to come here, and now you all have to be strong. We'll deal with whatever we have to.
We are at war, madam.
And that is why I'm here.
Where are you from?
Okay, so there's that one. That is from the Netflix show, whatever it's called. Some about Morocco, I think. I don't know. So now let's put in the Uncharted music and see what we got. So yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah,
I would say
there's some eerie resemblance to it.
Yeah, so I think they probably have a case on their hands.
Well, even still, I mean, I think that even if they do, and that's perfectly fine, because I know that I've heard them reusing music scores all the time, but It's just kind of like they were saying earlier, it does put a little positive light onto video games and make you appreciate things even more.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it, except for the horrible adaptations. They have yet to do a really decent adaptation of video game to movie.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil, those ones, geez. I love the series, but those were horrible movies.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I doubt they got permission to use that music.
Probably not.
What about Wreck-It Ralph? That's a pretty good video game to movie.
Okay, animation, they do a better job. Animated movies, yeah.
But Wreck-It Ralph wasn't a video game first.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess the Ratchet and Clank, I thought the movie was hilarious.
That movie
based on the
bombed.
game.
That movie bombed hard.
I thought it was great, actually. I liked it.
There hasn't been one that's been successful.
Live action?
Live action.
Do you think maybe with the Uncharted one coming out? Or Tomb Raider?
Maybe. We'll see.
Right?
I'm not holding my breath for those. All right. Here's another pending lawsuit story I found. Redbox sues Disney over copyright misuse. I would say good luck, Redbox.
Well, it's two titans going up against each other because they both got money.
Well,
I mean, Disney's got more money, but Redbox has still got quite a bit.
yeah. The DVD rental service Redbox filed a suit against Disney's home entertainment group on Saturday. The Mouse House filed its own suit against the movie and video game rental kiosk company in December to stop Redbox from selling digital copies of Disney movies. Redbox officially filed a countersuit against the studio over a little over a month ago after Disney's original suit, claiming that the company uses hard-knuckled tactics, quote-unquote, to prevent the rental kiosk from renting or selling its DVDs. In the suit, Redbox further suggests Disney is making it difficult for the company to sell digital copies of its films because Disney is currently developing its own streaming service for a 2019 launch. Redbox's suit argues Disney is thus attempting to, quote, prop up the prices consumers pay ahead of the official launch. Disney badly seeks to stifle competition and eliminate low-cost options in order to maximize the prices it and its retailers charge consumers. Redbox argue in a suit filed in federal district court in Los Angeles, stopping Redbox's sale of Disney products is a means to that end, which is an unhappy one for consumers.
Personally, I mean, I do like these other stores, like Hastings or some of those other ones, that you can purchase a movie. If it's a used copy, they allow you to purchase it. So I'm not seeing the problem, right? I mean, Redbox is having customers, they got the rights to distribute the movie, to rent it, to have people rent it. And then at the end of it, what are they going to do with those discs? Just throw them away? Yeah, they can make some money off of it.
Yeah, but Disney is thinking they don't want Redbox. Eventually, they don't want Redbox selling their stuff at all. Disney wants to sell its own stuff. It wants to be in control of its own stuff, and they want to set their prices for their own merchandise.
Well, then go ahead and do that, but perhaps give them a stop date. You know what I mean? Like after whatever date, it's mandate that you can't sell any of our movies anymore, because this is when we're going into business for ourselves.
Yeah,
give them a cease and desist that starts on a specific date.
I don't know. I can see it from both sides, honestly. True. I mean, Redbox is just trying to make a buck, and Disney, as big as they are, is still trying to make profits on their stuff. But at some point, I would think Redbox had to get permission from Disney to put their movies in their kiosks in the first place. And
they had to have thrown in that disclaimer. They're like, hey, after so many uses, we're going to take it out of circulation.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
if only the world was more about, hey, let's get, as many eyes on our movies as possible, instead of, hey, I don't want you to sell our movies for this low of a price.
Yeah,
it was more about.
Well, then is Disney going to go to these other places that distribute their used copies?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Right?
I wouldn't doubt it at all.
This could technically set the precedence because they could go back to the Netflix versus Disney case, you know? And say, hey, we decide what price you can sell even our used copies.
Yeah. I know, it'll be interesting to see in the coming months what happens with that. To go over to this Redbox right across the street and see that there's no Disney movies there anymore.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
What's a person to do?
Yeah, I know. Where am I going to get my copy of Finding Dory now? How will I ever see that?
Yeah.
That would be a crime against humanity.
What about Star Wars?
It's true. That's a good point. And all of the MCU.
Ugh.
I just thought about that.
So now your sarcasm turned into real fear. I see it on your face.
My sarcasm quickly turned to dread. All right, let's take another break, and when we come back, we've got reviews of movies we've seen. I've seen one or two,
and the best movies that we're looking forward to in this upcoming year.
So we'll be back right after this.
On the historic streets of Ogden, there are two kinds of people, readers and non-readers. Here's where you can find their stories.
Booked on 25th Street, located at 147 Historic 25th Street, Ogden, Utah, 84401.
Yeah, stop by and say hi to our friend Marcy. You can pick up a new or used book, or you can sell your own used books.
That's right, you can get 10% store credit on what they can sell the book for.
Stop in and say hi, or call them at 801-529-7720. You can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/bookedon25th, or you can email them at marcy@bookedon25th.com, or visit their website, bookedon25th.com.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
And we're back. All right, so we are going to review some movies before we get into our most anticipated movies of 2018. I suggest you go first, AJ, because I have a bunch.
Throw it in a couple there, Troy.
All right, I'll do a couple.
Yeah.
Let's start with... I'll do the rest and go down to the best. So first one, Maze Runner, The Death Cure.
Okay, that one, it was kind of funny because they have all these different places where if you purchase something, you can get $5 off to see this movie. Like, they were trying so hard to get people to see this movie.
Now, I saw the first one, Maze Runner, the very first one. I think it was just called Maze Runner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fine. You know, it was another young adult adventure. You know, you can save everybody.
Did you read the book?
No.
Oh, the book is way better, by the way.
Did you read all the books?
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole series?
I did.
And then I missed the second one for whatever reason. I didn't go see that one. So then I watched this third one. Now,
did you need to really see the second?
Well, that's what I'm going to say. A good filmmaker would have it be where you don't have to see the second one to know what's going on in the third one.
It could still be a standalone.
Yeah. That is not the case with this one. A lot of things happened. Apparently, I missed a lot of things. There were betrayals I missed. There were, you know, why is this person over with these guys now? And was this person supposed to be dead because they're surprised that this person is alive? And yeah. I was also disappointed that spoilers here, that it's basically a zombie plague that is broken out.
Mm-hmm.
That was disappointing.
Yeah.
I thought, because I saw that and I thought, really?
It's kind of a cop-out.
Yeah, like, zombies, really? Haven't we done this enough? And it was just, it was very by the numbers. Like I said, it's a young adult, based on a series of young adult books where there's one person that is, you know, the most special person in the world, and that one person can save everybody, like Hunger Games or Harry Potter, on and on and on and on.
You just put Harry Potter up there with Hunger Games?
Well, Harry Potter was the first.
Okay.
And then everything kind of copied that.
Right.
But my point is, at this point, they're all the same, basically. There's like Divergent and Maze Runner. If you showed stills of those movies, like side by
you
side,
wouldn't be able to tell a difference.
No, I had no idea. I would have no idea. Or if you told me like list of characters, I had no idea who was in what movie. They've all run together at this point. So I would say, because this has gone on for so long, you gotta do something to stand out. You gotta have something different, and this is not that. It's predictable. It's by the numbers. There's not really anything interesting.
And apparently it doesn't follow the book, and they take like a ton of liberties with it, from what I've heard.
Even the first one.
I don't know.
Watching it, so if you read the books and you haven't seen these movies, and you want to see the movies, go into it knowing that it's going to be a completely different story, and you'll probably have an okay time. But if you're like, oh, I'm so excited to see them bring this book to life, don't go see it.
All right. And that's the thing. I kind of dug the first one. I thought it was kind of an interesting premise.
They wake up not knowing where the heck they're at and what's going on.
Yeah, got to go through this maze and stuff. Yeah, that was interesting, to say the least. And so
I just thought it was like the Labyrinth meets Michael Bay. Is what it felt like a little bit. Kind of Indiana Jones-esque.
Yeah. So yeah, Maze Runner, Death Cure. Honestly, if you've seen the other two and you want to see this one to fill it out, fine. Otherwise,
pull a Troy.
Don't bother.
Like with the arrow,
Yeah.
You're too far invested.
Yeah, if you're that invested, just go see it and say you've seen it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. So out of 5
zombies,
mazes,
there you go.
Cures for death,
whatever you want to plug in there. I would give it probably 1.
Dang.
Maybe it'd be a higher score if I'd seen the second one. But like I said, a good filmmaker would make it so that wasn't the case. Anyway, and then let me go with, let's do Insidious really quick, and then we'll get to yours.
Yeah.
Since you talked about Insidious already, when I saw that, I had a good time with it, honestly.
Right?
It's not great.
No, it has its flaws.
Yeah.
But I did, one of my favorite scenes is where she's the one that goes into that little hole.
Yeah.
To go find the suitcase that the string's attached to. That was pretty dang gnarly, because you're like, wait, no, is it here? Is it here? And you're waiting for it.
You're waiting for that jump scare. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I also liked how you thought the story was going to go one way, and then it did not.
No, not at all. It went a completely different direction.
So I thought that was really clever.
I didn't like how they shoehorned those other girls into it. I mean, they weren't really necessary, and you knew that they were just like casualties.
Yeah. Well, because she was coming back to her house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, maybe, the brother will pop up, or maybe the brother's dead or something, but then he shows up, and okay, so they're gonna team up and go do whatever. No.
Then you start finding out something else about, like, her past.
Yeah.
With that one girl.
Yeah.
Not to give anything away.
Then you bring in, like, her nieces and stuff, and it gets a little pointless and
I did like
cluttered.
I really did like the dynamic between her helpers. Those guys were awesome. They helped
funny,
to lighten the mood.
They're definitely the comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I texted you that I was seeing that, and you said movie's good, but relies a lot on jump scares, and it does. It really wants to hit you with those jump scares.
And even the way that
a lot of them.
The finale happened, I thought it was really strange, where she just hits it with the light, and it's done.
And it's done.
Yeah. Like, all right, that was a quick way to kill this, like, creature.
That was so goofy when her mom showed up.
Mm-hmm.
It was like when Sirius Black showed up in Harry Potter and said, "Stay away from my godson," and punched him.
Yeah.
Punched him out. I felt like that was the same thing. Like, really?
Yeah. Seriously? Serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Like, that was a little cheesy, but I mean, it's a horror movie. You're not expecting Shakespeare out of these things. So I mean,
unless you're watching Get Out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I had a good time with it. There's some good scares, some cool visuals. It's one thing I can say about these Insidious movies. A lot of cool visuals.
Oh, for sure.
And each movie brings something different
to
the table. They're not like, oh, here's another Insidious movie. It's going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And even if you haven't seen its predecessor, you can still go enjoy this one.
Yeah.
You know? Or if you've forgotten
which means
it,
a lot to Troy.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And it has Maze Runner beat when it comes to that. So I'd give it, I'm at like a 2.
Yeah.
2 ghosts out of 5.
I like it.
So
the one movie that I did see is I, Tonya, which this one's, if you're not familiar with it, it's based off of Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. That whole scandal that went down in the 90s.
I remember it.
Right? Okay. It made breaking news for like the longest time, quite literally.
And we were kids. And I remember it clearly.
I'm too young for this.
Okay, so in a nutshell, Tonya Harding, she's kind of at her prime and she's doing everything right. And her ex-husband and his best friend, they come up with this elaborate scheme to attack her rival. And
what's her industry?
It's ice skating.
Oh, okay.
So, and they're trying to make it to the Olympics. This is a true story. This story that they told, it's based more on the account from her husband and from Tonya Harding. So it is a little in her favor that you start feeling empathy and really sad for her. But at the same time, it's kind of filmed like a mockumentary. So it's pretty dang funny, and it's pretty witty. It reminded me a lot of like Logan Lucky, you know, kind of that quick. Because they're kind of rednecky, podunk people. Because they didn't, and that's what I didn't realize so much. When the ice skating industry, they really didn't like Tonya Harding because she didn't fit the mold. She didn't have a perfect family. She
came from a poor family.
Broken family.
Had to make her own costumes.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. And they go into that into great depths. But overall, no, you'd really like this movie. It was really well done, and building up to it. I mean, you obviously knew what was going to happen, but at the same time, they played it off really, really well. I really liked it. It's been getting like great reviews.
Yeah.
Even Tonya Harding herself, like she went and seen it.
She went to the premiere.
Yeah. Oh, and she was like on the cover of a magazine with what's her name?
Margot Robbie.
Nancy Kerrigan, when asked about it though, which I thought was kind of funny, she's just like, "Oh no, I already lived it. I don't need to see it." Ha ha ha. She kind of joked it off. But overall, it's one of those ones you'll have to see. It's worth watching. I would put it out of 5 ice skates, because I can't really do triple lux, but that was like a big part in it. But out of 5 ice skates, I'd probably be sitting at about like a solid 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So silver medal.
Yeah.
It's definitely on my to watch list for sure.
Yeah. And see, I was gonna go see the hostage, or what's the
Hostiles.
Hostiles. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I was like, I know Troy's gonna see that one, so I might have to see something else.
Yeah. We were supposed to see that one, but we ended up seeing Maze Runner instead. I was very disappointed.
Like, this is the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever.
All right. So next, I saw The Commuter, the newest Liam Neeson action flick.
Taken 5, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And again, like Insidious, you can't expect much from these type of movies.
Right.
He plays a guy that is on this, that jumps on this train every day. He's been on it for the last 10 years, going back and forth to work. And on this one particular day, he ends up losing his job. So he's heading on the train back home, and he gets a proposition from this woman saying, "Hey, and I'm not giving anything away, it's all in the trailer. If you find the person on this train who doesn't belong, there's $25,000 hidden in the bathroom. And if you complete it, there's another $75,000 waiting for you. So $100,000.
Oh, wow. And for a guy down on his luck.
Guy just lost his job.
Right?
Yeah. Believe me, I can empathize. So now the movie is, what is he going to do? Is he going to do what she says and find this person? Or is he going to, try to get help and try to figure all this out?
Get the authorities involved.
Get the authorities involved, yeah. I don't know what it is about these Liam Neeson action movies like Nonstop, where it's basically this movie but on a plane.
Right.
I really like them.
Really?
I really enjoy them. A lot. I don't know why.
I liked the first Taken movie, and after that, it just kind of got over the top. And even all of his movies. What's the Gray?
Yeah.
I couldn't stand that one either. Like, it's weird because I used to think that Liam Neeson was this, like, fantastic actor, and now I can't stand the dude. It's weird.
I don't know. And it's not even the Taken movies. Like, it's all the others these other action ones he's done, like The Gray, like A Walk Amongst the Tombstones, like Nonstop. I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy them. So, The Commuter, like I said, it's predictable, you know where it's going. No surprises. I would give it, out of 5 train stops, I would give it probably the same as Insidious. I'm like at a 2.
Okay.
So, and then the last one, probably the best one I've seen out of all these, The Post. This is one directed by Steven Spielberg about the Washington Post. It stars Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks.
Did they go all Hidden Figures?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because, that one was okay, and I didn't mind it, but it was really preachy. If that makes, you know what I mean? In your face.
Well,
like, where they
had an agenda.
Where they threw it in your face, and you're just like, okay, I get it.
Oh, well, if you're going that route, then yeah, maybe it is little Hidden Figures.
Really?
It is a little preachy in spots, yes.
Okay.
About freedom of the press and all that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the story of the Washington Post and their battle basically with Nixon and the White House, and how many presidents lied about Vietnam for 30 years and why we were there and that sort of thing. And it's good.
Oh,
it's really good. Yeah. I mean, what do you expect? It's a Spielberg film with Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks. Of course it's going to be good, you know? And it starts out kind of slow. It's about the newspaper business. So there's, no big action scenes, nothing like that. It's a very much a walk and talk movie. And they use a lot of newspaper jargon.
Yeah. Do they break it down for you?
No.
Well, that's refreshing, because I hate when they just like, oh, you mean this?
Yeah, like one guy said, oh, this guy, he doved, whatever that means. Or he pulled a dove or something like that. I'm like, what the heck does that mean?
Yeah.
And they never explained it. So, okay, whatever. But yeah, it's an extremely talented cast. There's a lot of people in here you'd recognize. David Cross is in it. What's his name? The guy from Breaking Bad, the lawyer, Saul.
Mm-hmm.
Also from Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
He's in it. I forgot his name. But yeah, a lot of really good actors. There's a great scene, and you kind of saw it in the trailer, where they're in a room and Meryl Streep closes this double doors.
Right.
And Tom Hanks asks her, hypothetical question. And she goes, oh, I hate hypothetical questions. And that scene goes on. That is one of the best scenes in a movie I've seen in a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It is quiet, but the dialogue and the way those two deliver and kind of play off each other, it is brilliant.
Huh.
But, yeah. So, out of 5, newspapers, I'd give it probably... I'm giving it 3.5.
Okay.
Because it's good, but I don't think I'll see it again. It's worth a watch to say, yeah, that was really good. I'm glad I watched it, but I don't think I'll see it again. So, okay. Now, let's get on to our most anticipated movies of 2018.
It's really kind of funny. Colton suggested this, that we write down what we think the other people's
number
one pick is. Yeah.
So we have them written down here, so we're going to see if we're right. I have Ages written down. I didn't pick Colton Logan's because I'm just not sure. So
I'm the wild card.
You are.
Nobody knows what's going on inside my brain.
I do.
I don't think you got it. I don't think anyone's got it.
So let's just go down the list here, starting at 10. Who wants to start?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Creed 2.
Creed 2.
I loved the first one. I thought it was fantastic. And this one, I'm sure they're going to just invoke just as many emotions. You know?
The first Creed was really good.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great movie.
Oh, yeah. And if they do get Sylvester Stallone back again, I'm all in for this movie.
All right.
All right. My number 10 is Jurassic World 2.
Okay.
Because I am looking forward to seeing it, but it's not one of those things where I'm like, oh, I got to see it.
So it still made the cut, just not that high up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
My number 10, kind of the same thing as yours, is Aquaman.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one that I'm going to rush out and see.
Right.
But at the same time, you
got to do your due diligence.
Yeah. Let's see what they do with it. And if they pull it off, I think it could be a really cool movie.
Huh.
Cool. All right, number 9.
Sicario number 2. Oh, man, I'm thinking I've got quite a few sequels in the mix here. I liked the first one. I loved Hell or High Water and what was the other one that the director recently did? Oh, Wind River.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those were all fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to this one as well.
All right. My number 9 is Venom. Because I want a villain movie. And Venom is kind of just a cool villain, and I'm looking forward to
especially Tom Hardy, dude.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna for me throw it above
good
the top.
casting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
My number 9 is also in the Spider-Man universe. It's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
This looks really interesting. I didn't know this movie was coming until I saw a preview for it, and it's animated and you can tell it has a little bit of that old comic book style. You can see the little circles, little colored dots you did in old comic books. It looks like a beautiful film, and it looks pretty awesome.
Is it going to be released in theaters?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
December. And it just looks like it's kind of raising the bar as far as animation goes. So looking forward to
does, yeah. Number 8, Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's one of those ones that I'm looking forward to. I really liked the first one. I thought it was pretty clever.
But it's not a priority.
Yeah.
Cool. My number 8 is, and this is because I'm a family man, Hotel Transylvania 3.
Oh, geez.
Because I love the Hotel Transylvania movies. And I
collective
can't wait
groan.
to see it.
Right?
You guys wouldn't understand. You don't have children.
I've seen the other two, and I thought they were just okay, but I couldn't.
But have you seen them with children?
No.
That's the difference.
No. I did see Car 3 with children.
I saw the first one, and I wanted to pluck out my eyes.
Adam Sandler just annoyed the heck out of you.
Yeah.
And he got his whole crew there as well.
Yeah. But again, like I said, I don't have kids. I don't think my cats would want to go sit and watch it. So, my number 8 is Rampage. Because it's one of my favorite video games, one of my favorite actors. What else do I have to say? And it's 3 days for my birthday, so I'm all in on this movie.
Yeah.
100%. I don't care if it's crap. I'm still going to go with a big stupid grin on my face and just watch it and enjoy it.
It looks so much like San Andreas.
Very much, yes, but with big monsters.
Right. Do we want to take a break so you guys can play? Or have they already...
Oh, no.
We're fine.
You're good. Go ahead.
That was 20 minutes ago.
Oh. Number 7, Black Panther.
That's my number 7.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, boom.
Not
Come on,
choice,
don't leave me
though.
hanging here. Thank you. Jeez.
No, it is not my number 7.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's gonna tie a lot of things together. I think it's only gonna add to Infinity War. So and to that whole universe, because like we talked about before, that looks like one of those big fights that's going to be taking place is there in Wakanda.
And the reason why it's my number 7, or I guess higher up on the list, is because I was the same way with Ant-Man. Like I'm not very interested in this character because I know nothing about Black Panther.
Yeah,
but I still want to see it.
Yeah. All right. My number 7, not Black Panther. It is Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Okay.
I really like the first one. And this one, they're doing a lot with like the internet and all the...
Taking it to bigger and better places.
Yeah.
The World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be fun and it's going to be funny and it's going to be good going in. There's not going to be any surprises there. So yeah.
That's actually my number 6.
Oh, nice.
That's surprising, yeah. Okay, so, and watch, like, Black Panther's Troy's number 6. But Wreck-It Ralph, I just loved the first one because it catered to the gamer in me. You know what I mean? Like, I got all those inside jokes. I loved seeing all these different characters on the big screen, and that scene where they're all sitting around for therapy,
that's a great scene.
That is fantastic. So, I love the whole movie.
Okay.
Hold on. I think I accidentally
deleted
my notes. Hold on. I did. Okay. That's unfortunate. Anyways. Oh, never mind. It's there. It's right there. Okay. So, my number 6 is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Hey, that's my number 6.
Hey! Oh, let's do fist bump.
Got a
that was honky as hell right there.
I changed the format.
They try to go for a high five and then it turns into a fist bump.
I should have done this. Put your hand up again.
You grab his fist.
Oh, actually, you do a high five.
I'll do a high five.
It only works. You go turkey. It looks like a little turkey.
Nice. Turkey.
Oh, wow.
That's lame. That's the whitest thing that I know.
Oh.
But, it's the whitest thing I've done in a while.
Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's my number 6 too. I was completely invested in the first one. I really like Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. I think it's really clever. It's really funny. It's kind of a breath of fresh air from, Avengers, Infinity War, and
where they're all stoic,
a little more lighthearted.
Yes, it's kind of a comedic relief.
I feel like that and Guardians of the Galaxy kind of helped, make it a lighter franchise.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then even now, like with Thor, my number 5, let's see. The only problem is that it's from, A Quiet Place, actually. Have you guys seen the trailer for this one?
I have, yeah.
With
I forgot about
John Krasinski.
Yep.
Oh man, I know it comes out soon, but I'm so looking forward to this one where they're sitting in silence and there's this imminent threat that's coming in and you don't know what it is. It kind of reminds me of It Comes at Night.
Yeah.
Like similar to that, where they don't speak or they don't make any noise, and even in the trailer, it's completely silent. They're signing back and forth to each other, and then something gets dropped and they make a sound, and then all heck breaks loose,
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they even have like painted on the floorboards like where to step,
right,
so it doesn't creak. And,
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool. All right, my number 5 is Ready Player One. Are you guys looking forward to Ready Player One at all? Mm-hmm. Did you guys read the book?
Troy, actually, that was one of the books that he did read.
That's right there.
I was so proud of him. It came in one of the Loot Crate boxes.
Thanks.
Troy can read.
Oh,
okay, besides comic books, I think that's the last... when was the last time you read a book besides that one?
Probably Harry Potter.
Right?
Yeah.
But no, it's going to be good.
My number 5, The Incredibles 2. Man, I mean, it's Pixar, it's superheroes, it's got me written all over it. And the first one was so good, and a little irreverent at times, and a bit more violent than a lot of Pixar movies are, which I appreciated. And so I'm hoping they just ramp it up with the second one. Hopefully get some more superheroes, bigger, badder villains. And yeah, I've been waiting since 2004 for this sequel, so...
I think it missed its opportunity a little bit.
No.
Like, they waited far too long for it, you know?
No, you wait. It's going to be huge.
You think, well, I'm sure the box office numbers are going to be great, but it would be, like, at least I think with Cars and some of these other franchises, they came out pretty consecutive. They, you know, and this one, it did so great, I don't see why they waited so long for it, you know?
They had to get that Cars money. Get those toys out.
Yeah. All right, number 4. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't care what you say. Tomb Raider. I loved the 2 newest installments of the video games, and I'm optimistic. I know, like what you said with like Rampage. You're just kind of like all invested.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's gonna. Yeah, for Tomb Raider, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see.
Cool. My number 4 is called The Meg. I don't know if you guys have...
Giant Shark.
Yeah.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
We're familiar with it.
When I was in high school, I transferred into an English class, and they were almost done reading this. And the teacher's like, "Since we're almost done, you don't have to read it." And I have this problem where if I'm required to read something, I don't like to read it. And so since I had that requirement taken off, I just started reading it, and I loved that book. So I'm really excited for it.
All right.
Think they'll do it justice?
I sure hope so. Because that would be really sad if they did not.
My number 4, Ready Player One. Because I can now say I've read the book.
Right. So now you can compare it to
Now I can compare.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you see the trailers and the TV spots, there are so many little Easter eggs in there.
Sprinkled throughout the whole entire thing.
You got the Iron Giant, you got Harley Quinn, you
Back
got
to
Freddy
the Future.
Krueger, you got the DeLorean, you got Akira, you've got all these, I mean, just geek staples and icons and...
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm worried about for this movie is I think that they're going to make it into too much of an action movie instead of what the book was. Like with the car chase in the trailer, like that race, that's not in the book.
No, it is not.
So I don't know.
Perhaps they'll do kind of what they did with like the Hobbit movies. You know, like the Hobbits going down barrels. And then they make it like over the top, and they're just like, wait, that wasn't even close to what happened in the book. They just kind of like float, but then they made it into this epic like battle.
And then throw in
orcs.
some like disruptive GoPro shots.
Yeah. I believe in Steven Spielberg. And he's the one that
After
made
seeing
this.
The Post?
Yes.
Yeah.
I trust in Steven Spielberg. It's on my...
Steven Spielberg we trust.
That's on my money.
And then the only other gripe I have with it is he's not fat, the main character.
That's true.
He needs to be fat until the end of the movie.
That's the same mistake that they did with Holes with Shia LaBeouf. That was the one complaint that everybody had with it. My number 3, Deadpool 2.
Hey, that's my number 3.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, another pound. Bro pound.
Dang, I keep tying with you guys. This is
right.
nice.
Yeah. No, it's well, then I guess we're just going to talk about it together here. It looks like it's going to be hilarious. Oh, yeah.
You know, I told myself that I was not going to watch any trailers for it, and I have not, so I have no idea what to expect.
Well, they really haven't like done too much with the trailers. They've dropped like little spots in other random places.
Things, yeah.
The thing that I think that will be kind of nice is I think they'll actually have the X-Men on board, so perhaps they'll have more X-Men characters in it. So open and expand the universe. So that could be pretty interesting.
All right.
I agree.
All right, we'll move on to my number 3 then. Black Panther.
Okay.
Yeah, the more I see of this movie, the more I really like it, and the more I'm really looking forward to it. It looks different than the other MCU movies, and not just because it's an all African American cast, but it just the tone is different, and it just feels different.
More upbeat.
Well, maybe not so much that, but it has me intrigued.
Yeah,
has me really intrigued.
Number 2 for myself, Venom. I know we've already talked about it, but with Tom Hardy and a villain that I've loved like since I was a kid. I seriously, okay. So back in the day, I actually traded like quite a few comic books that I had, Spider-Man comic books, so I could get this one holographic picture of Venom. I still have it today. Yeah, it's from one of my friends, Mario. Man, I'm so looking forward to this one. I really hope that they take right from life, and that's actually a prequel to Venom. I know that's not the case, but the directors did kind of throw in they
kind of made it seem that way.
They did. So I'm hoping that they do that, because then it would be a darker, grittier movie, and they'd kind of go like more like the Dark Knight franchise, where it's not your typical. It's a little bit darker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see.
All right, my number 2 is Avengers: Infinity War. And I know you guys probably thought that it was going to be my number 1.
2.
I'm interested to know what your number 1 is now.
But so the reason why it's my number 2 is because this list is most anticipated movies of 2018, but the other one is the most my number 1 is the most anticipated in my entire lifetime.
Wow.
So,
all right.
Jeez, I got that one wrong.
I told you guys were going to be wrong. Okay, go ahead.
My number 2 is Solo, Star Wars story.
Yeah.
I really liked, obviously, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. I really liked Rogue One and what they did with that, kind of building on the universe. And I think if they can do that, but also do characters that we are familiar with, it's going to be even better.
Oh, yeah.
So, my book, you can't go wrong.
Before we do, I know we were going to talk about some honorable mentions, and some of the ones that I did have was Rampage, Aquaman, the Solo Star Wars movie, the Joker movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, if they actually put a release date, Red Sparrow as well. Those were some of the ones that I was just like, I really want to see them, but they just didn't quite make the cut.
Some of mine are, let's see, Slender Man in August, Johnny English 3, Venom, Halloween, Mowgli, Crimes of Grindelwald, Fantastic Beasts 2. Those are mine.
I don't have any because I'm probably only going to see 10 movies in the next,
over the course of the year. Yeah.
So I'm going to make it these 10 movies.
All right. So before we say our number 1s, shall we? Or should we say our number 1s first and then open these?
Actually, okay, really quickly, I was going to say some ones that I should be more hyped about that I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Mission Impossible Fallout. That's the 6th installment.
I totally forgot that was coming out.
Right? I was just thinking about this and I'm like, man, Tom Hanks.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise, thank you. One of the Toms.
Somebody,
okay,
Tom.
Tom Cruise, you just need to stop, dude. The mission is going to be seeing if he's able to, actually do any of these stunts himself. X-Men Dark Phoenix, that one also comes out. I'm not really,
Nope.
The Predator, that was another one that I'm just like, take it or leave it. I was more excited to see Prometheus, the next installment. Alien, what was it? Alien
Covenant.
Ocean's 11 8. Yeah.
Oh, Ocean's 8. Yeah, with Sandra Bullock and
Sandra Bullock. Yeah. Pacific Rim Uprising was another one that I'm not really looking all that forward to.
Well, you didn't really like the first one, did you?
No, not really.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
So there we have it. Let's reveal.
All right. So for AJ's number 1, I chose Avengers: Infinity War.
Yeah, I did the same for Troy.
I did as well for both of you.
Yep. Yeah. It is my number 1.
AJ, what do you think my number 1 is?
I did go ahead and pick A Quiet Place, but that wasn't right at all.
Because of The Office?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My number 1 is actually Incredibles 2.
Really?
Yes. Okay, I was in 4th grade when Incredibles 1 came out. And it's understandable when you see it from my point of view.
Yeah, I was 19.
I was young.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see this movie and I loved it.
Yeah.
And at the very end, that drill comes up and the mole guy,
the Underminer.
Yeah. And it makes you think that they're going to have a sequel within the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And I wait. And I wait. Nothing. 10 years go by, still nothing. And then
he's like Castaway over here, like.
And then I have to wait another 4 years before they reveal they're gonna do, Incredibles 2, and I'm so excited.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I told you guys weren't gonna guess it.
That I didn't want to say it, but that was one of the ones that I wasn't looking forward to that I put on this list. But I'm like, I'll let it slide, Troy.
Inside.
I'll let you have your.
You're dead inside.
Pretty much.
It seems like, now correct me if I'm wrong, because we've talked about like Toy Story and stuff, and I think that should probably die too.
Yeah.
It seems like you're not a big Pixar fan.
I'm a huge Pixar fan, and I love the animation style.
But you don't like Toy Story or The Incredibles?
Not these ones that are going on like Ice Age, I'm just like, all right. And, The Incredibles, I really like the first one.
Don't compare Toy Story to Ice Age.
That's blasphemy.
How dare you?
I just did it. No, okay, Incredibles, I think that it's kind of like gummy berry juice. I even wrote that next to the paper. I'm like, it's like gummy berry juice. They missed their opportunity. That ship has sailed. I know.
No. Because you got people like me and Colton that have been looking forward to this
for forever.
Very long time.
Rain on our parade.
Colton's like 72,000 days, 400 days.
Writing in his journal. Still no news of an incredible sequel.
I've almost lost hope. Survival.
I still watch that Jack short all the time.
Yeah. So, just really quick. Yeah, obviously, number one is Avengers Infinity War for me. I mean, this is the culmination of 10 years of these movies. All this anticipation, building the Avengers.
What's going to happen? Where are they going to go? Because these guys can't continue on for forever.
Yeah.
So something's got to happen.
I mean, following these characters, loving these characters, characters
crying with these characters.
Characters you never thought you'd like people really enjoyed, like Ant-Man, like the Guardians of the Galaxy,
right? They've become like household names, and
and it's all been culminating to this movie, and
I'm probably going to cry.
I will. I will cry. I guarantee you.
Like as soon as it starts up, that's like the same thing with like The Force Awakens. You're just like, oh.
If they have a group shot of all those heroes, I will cry. If it looks like that poster right there,
right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Marvel's the best at doing that. So
they are.
They're going to have a group shot.
I just even thinking about that scene already, I'm getting emotional here.
I'm telling you, they'll have the big like Avengers theme going, and it'll be too much to handle.
It'll be like that No Man's Land scene from Wonder Woman, but like times infinity.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that was incredible.
That was incredible too.
You guys are on a roll.
All right, butter.
All right, and on that note, here's where you can find all of our episodes. You can go to worldwarg.podbean.com. You can find us on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Just search World War G. You can find us on social media at facebook.com/WorldWarG podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Just search at WWG podcast. You can also find all of our t-shirts and mugs and other merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. And like Joel, you can also call the show at 385-240-1692. Looking forward to hearing from you. So, this has been World War G, episode 163. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
And I've been Logan.
Stay geeky, my friends. That's it.
That's all, folks.